everyone, it's Catherine from CatherinePuller.com, and I'm here with the Hero Arts video for you today. I have this Antique Gratitude Bouquet stamp set, and this generally isn't my typical style, but when I saw it, I had a couple ideas running through my mind, so I might be doing a little video series on this because I see so many possibilities with it. Today we're going to make a monochromatic sepia toned card. So if you meet me at the stamp table, we'll get started. Now, I'm not using very many supplies on this card. I'm using a cardstock base and a vanilla piece of watercolor paper. I have the Art Print Brown Hero Hues ink color, and I love this brown. It's a really warm, beautiful kind of dark sepia. And I don't have cardstock to match this, so I'm going to have to get creative and make my own. So very easily, you can just run your ink pad over the cardstock and very quickly color it. And you can get as much color or as little as you want. You can leave it streaky, or you can make it more solid than I did, just depending on what your preference is. I'm going to take this stamp and I'll ink it up. And I'm going to stamp it on the watercolor paper, and I want the watercolor paper to do a little bit of work, so before I stamp it down, I'm just going to take a spritzer bottle and give that stamp a couple spritz. I don't want it too wet, but I want it a little wet so that the color will move just a little on this paper. And instead of looking like a solid stamp, it'll have a little bit of a watercolor look to it. And if you want even more, you can then spritz it directly on. Now I want to get some drips on my paper here, so I'm just going to take a clear block, add some ink to it, and some water. And I'll pick that color up with my paintbrush. And I did get some splattering already from when I spritzed. My cardstock was too close to my little working area, but that's okay because it just enhances this look that I'm going for. Now I want to do a little bit of mixing of my sentiments. I'm going to use the thank from this thank you, and I'm just inking up the thank without the U. And of course I inked up too much and I got some of that U on there. And I could start over, or I can just figure out how to cover that up. I think we're just going to figure out how to cover it up. I'm going to add some dimensional adhesive to the back of this watercolored piece, and we'll attach it to the card front. And we're not done, because this says thank, 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 thank. So we need a U. I have this thank you die, and there's tons of possibilities here. I cut this out of some very thin cardboard. Sometimes pattern paper packs come with really thin cardboard, or maybe you want to grab a cereal box or something like that. You can use that. I'm going to cover this with gold embossing powder and heat it, and then we'll have a beautiful mixed sentiment. Now, if you want this gold embossing to be really thick, you can quickly, before it dries, dip it back into that embossing powder, or you can take it and just dab it straight on top of your Versamark ink pad again. Add some more embossing powder and then heat it, and that will give you a thicker coating, which I think looks a little more elegant. And when you're doing a card like I am now, an elegant look is what you're going for. I just love how this U came out. It just looks awesome. It doesn't really look like something that you handcrafted either. It almost looks like an embellishment you bought in the store. So we're just going to add a little bit of liquid glue on the back here. Be careful not to do too much because you don't want it to seep out all over the place, which actually mine has the potential of doing. This glue will dry clear though. I'm just going to add this straight onto the project right over my boo-boo. And doesn't that look great, those mixed sentiments? So when you are, using your stamps, don't always look at them exactly as the manufacturer had them. Think about ways you can tweak it up and add some personality into the supplies that you're using. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, and if you're interested in these products, be sure to check out the Hero Arts blog. Thanks for stopping by. Happy stamping!